Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what progress you've made this year. So this is going to be a reading giving you some focus on, the accomplishments you've already achieved this year, the things you've done and built for yourself this year, to kind of give you a pat on the back for all you've done this year. So I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile, but please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. So for pile number 1, we have rose quartz. And we have the card stepping through. And for pile number 2, we have red Jasper. And we have the card crystal keys. And for pile number 3, we have Pyrite. And we have the card, the root chakra. So by the way, I didn't plan this because I shuffled these cards for all the piles. We have 222 here with both these piles. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this rose quartz crystal and the stepping through card, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what progress you've made this year to celebrate your achievements, to celebrate your growth. So I'm first going to start out with the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck you chose, as well as the Starseed Oracle deck. So I'm going to be using those two, and then I might pull a little bit of small oracle cards on the side, and then after that I'm going to take a look at your tarot cards. So just bear with me with all the cards. Okay, so we're starting off with the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. So spirit guides of pile number 1, may I please look into the progress my pile number 1s have made this year. So the first card we have is card number 7, the throat chakra, with express your truth. And here we have 47, so we see 7 being repeated here. And it's interesting because this year is a number 7 year, because when you add up 2023, it adds up to 7. So that's pretty cool and interesting that that is coming through. And then the next card we have is Our Ancient Future, card number 39. This is a very, very beautiful card, especially for this reading. Some of you could have been doing certain work on yourself or on your life, and it could be contributing to your later future. So that's a beautiful card to see. And then at the back of the deck, we have Manifestia. So perhaps some of the growth and the work you've done, either on yourself or your life, is going to create some sort of transformation here with the butterfly to allow you to manifest the things you want for the future. Beautiful. So now we're going to pull some of the Starseed cards, the Starseed Oracle deck. So spirit guides on my pile number 1s, may I please look into what progress they've made this year? We have Star Brothers with Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. By the way, these cards don't have numbers on them, so spirit guides on my pile number ones, may I please look into what progress they've made this year? We have double mission with light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Spirit guides on my pile ones, may I please look into what progress they've made this year? We have empathetic starseed with energetic sovereignty and absorbing what's not yours. I love that this card is right opposite the throat chakra, so that lets us know a little bit into what we see here. And then we see the messenger card, which doubles the meaning of the throat chakra. So it says here, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So it was an extra card that I'm not going to include because there's no space here. But then at the back of the deck, we have you're not alone, isolation, physical connection, and community. So if you have felt like you have been pretty much alone this year or felt kind of like lonely this year, maybe the progress and the growth you've done, you haven't been going through it alone. You know, your guides are all around you. Or maybe the progress you were meant to do, if you have felt alone, is helping you. With the empathetic starseed, I feel an energy that you're very empathic people, my pal ones. Whatever growth you've done this year, it is helping you become what I hear an empowered empath with the throat chakra right opposite it, so that you can create, loyal, safe, and trustworthy partnerships with people in general. So now I'm going to pull some small tarot cards at the side as oracle cards, and then I'm going to channel all the messages here, and then right after that I will pull actual tarot cards. So spirit guides on my pile ones. I'm feeling very hot in your energy, by the way. It is winter here where I'm at, so I don't know if some of you live in places where it's very hot right now. So the hotness also reminds me of I'm seeing, I don't know exactly how to describe this, but in the Grinch, when he is making certain jewels and he's putting them under heat or something like that. So it's giving me the vibe like you are a jewel, you are a diamond, and you've been, put under a little bit of pressure to transform yourself to form into that diamond you are. Okay, so spirit guides on my pile number ones. May I please look into the progress they've made this year? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have the Lovers. We have the Three of Wands. I love that the Three of Wands is next to the double mission card. And then we have the Moon right next to our ancient future. This is a beautiful spread for you. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this tells me whatever work you've been doing or whatever growth you've had this year, it has been consistent. And I guess that's what your guides want to congratulate you on, for working consistently towards a certain goal or goals you have. And that consistency is progress. Even if you don't feel like it has been consistent, like Spirit is showing me, different days of the week, and, today you're feeling pumped up and you're putting in 70%, and then tomorrow you can only put in 20%, that is still consistency because you're still putting in effort towards a goal you have, okay? So that is showing up, and I guess that's what your guides want to congratulate you on, for staying consistent with everything you're doing. And then what I'm feeling here is the growth you've done with the stepping through card. I feel it's been a lot of healing energies that have been surrounding you, and especially your connections with others, as well as your connection to yourself with the Lovers card. Perhaps with the empathetic star seed right next to the Lovers. You've been a very empathetic person, a very loving person to everyone and everything on earth. And that has been you all your life. You've probably been the type of person that, mirrored a lot to others, or absorbed other people's emotions, or kind of was just like there for everyone. Because that's what empathic people are like usually. They're very much there for everyone. They're very much full of love, and they care so much for others. And I guess maybe this year you've maybe learned to become a little bit more empowered in your empathic abilities, like maybe being there for yourself more. Because the Lovers card here, we see an energy of commitment with them getting married. And I feel like maybe you have been really committed to others all your life, but maybe this year you've been more committed to yourself, and you've been more committed to doing things for you, even when sometimes you don't feel like it. And I guess that's something I see here, like a self-love journey. And what I see here is basically this energy of you almost having like a bubble of protection around you by doing things for you, by pouring into you first. And that's exactly what I see with the stepping through card. It reminds me of like pouring into yourself. And yeah, I just see a lot of healing here. So, as you've set time aside for you and pouring into you, you've really committed to yourself. And even if it's not just, self-care, if it's things that are to do with your future, to do with what you want to create in the future, it's like as you go on this path and you do those things for you, you're committing to yourself, which is self-love. And that is the first thing your guides want to congratulate you on, because I feel here, like I said, you may have been there for others all your life and committed to others, but now you've started committing to you too. And committing to you by maybe even standing up for yourself more with the throat chakra, by expressing your truth more, by saying no more, by setting certain boundaries, and honoring yourself by speaking up for you. It's like, I feel like a lot of you have been in your feminine energy for a long time. And perhaps this year, this masculine side of you has come out to allow you to say no, to allow you to protect yourself. And that is what I feel here with this empowered empath energy. I feel a lot of heart healing has happened this year, a lot of solar plexus healing, as well as throat chakra healing. And that is, main components around empaths and what they are here to heal most of the time, depending on who it is. But the solar plexus has to do with our self-worth, with you believing you're worthy of receiving the love you give to others, with you believing you're worthy of having that protection around you and having people that make you feel safe and loved and heard and seen. You know what I mean? And believing you're worthy of the things you want to create in the future as well. The manifestations you want to create, the mission you have. You know what I mean? And I think with the Three of Wands here, what the path you're going on, even if you feel like you haven't created some sort of purpose yet, it's like you're on that path. Spirit is seeing you, like this person is seeing this view. Go on this path, and like I said, even if you don't feel like you are doing so much to do with your purpose, the growth and the work you've done on yourself could be on the path to achieving your purpose, to going towards your purpose, if that makes sense. And Yeah, with the throat chakra, I believe you've been protecting yourself. With the butterfly here, there's been some type of transformation, and we see the Merkaba twice here in your card. So this gives me the vibe that you have shifted your energy into, a more loving vibration, a higher vibration where you speak your truth, where you are empowered, where you love yourself. And even if you feel like you're not completely there yet, like this person is stepping through this lotus flower, the lotus flower takes some time to bloom into its lotus flower self. It first starts out at the mud, at the bottom, and then it blooms up the water and then above the water. So even if you feel like you have not fully bloomed yet, you are blooming, you are transforming, you are shifting, my pile ones. And this is what your guides want to congratulate you on for this year. And I feel like you've been, with expressing your truth, maybe in the past with the Knight of Swords, it would come out a little bit impulsively or not at all. And I feel like, sometimes when we don't express our truth, we're actually, self-betraying ourselves and we don't realize that in the moment. But usually when we don't speak our truth, it's because we grew up in an environment where we didn't feel safe to do so, where we didn't feel safe to do so, and it was kind of a protective mechanism to people please. So I think you've been, like letting go of that protective mechanism and realizing that, you deserve to stand up for yourself. And with the Knight of Swords in reverse, I feel like it's become a little bit less impulsive or um explosive at times, and it's come out in little increments where you speak up for yourself, even if you are shaking and feeling like, can I even do this? And we see the butterfly here twice, and I feel that heat again. So, you've been going through a did I say piggy? What does piggy mean? You've been going through a pretty big transformation, and your spirit guides have been putting you under a lot of pressure to transform, to shift your energies. And yeah, I feel like your heart is, I'm seeing your heart clear out a lot of things. I'm just seeing what piggy means. Piggy, I'm searching it and it says piggy bank, so maybe some of you have been saving. I'm just searching it on Google. I saw the first word there. But anyways, yeah. I see your heart chakra clearing out this year and opening up. And the heart is all about where we give and receive love. But in this case, I see it being connected to your solar plexus and um, an empowered love coming through. You learning to have an empowered love where you love others deeply still and you connect to others deeply and empathically, but you also honor yourself first because you're the most important person in your life. You're your first priority, is what I feel here. And this is going to sound pretty gross hearing this, but I'm seeing a vision of, your heart chakra and cigarette butts. When people put like cigarette butts and it's like kind of gross and like it's all like dirty and everything. I'm seeing your heart chakra like that as an example, as a metaphor, not medically, don't worry. And all the hurt and pain is that grossness, is that thing we need to clear out, right? And then we're cleaning it and everything is coming out. But then there are little bits of grime still that we need to wash off. And I feel like a lot of heart chakra clearing has been happening to allow you to open up your heart again. And then I see your heart as like a flower blooming, like a lotus flower blooming and growing, and you speaking your truth with more love, with more kindness, but also honoring yourself. And yeah, I guess it's like your heart has been not only clearing but activating, but also blooming and opening up slowly but surely to newer, healthier, protective, safe, trustworthy connections. And with the hummingbird here, I feel like you've maybe even been speaking to yourself more kindly this year, which is something very beautiful. And with all these wisdom codes here, I feel like you've been learning a lot of wisdom through your emotions here since she's in water. You've been learning a lot of wisdom from your emotions, and I guess maybe you've even been receiving some downloads this year with these wisdom codes going into her brain. And the moon card is all about intuition. So this year you may have been trusting your intuition more and where it's leading you, even if you can't see why in the moment, since her hair is covering her face. But it's like even the downloads you've been receiving, just an example, let's say you're like, I need to do this, but you don't know why you need to do it. And then you follow that intuition and it's actually leading you to your path, to your purpose. And that's exactly what I see here. And with the moon card, it's like a lot is hidden here that has been given to you in downloads, like things you've been needing to do or grow into. And then it's like as you've received those downloads, you've done it, but the reason behind it has been hidden with the moon, but it is to help you on your path, to help you grow into your purpose, and then you are creating the future you want to live. And I guess this is the hidden energy you do not see. The growth you've done on yourself is helping you greatly for your future. So we see a lot connecting back to your purpose, your path, your future, relationships to others as well as yourself, and healing, transformations. So this is the work you've done. Let me go ahead and pull some tarot cards now. I feel like using my vibrant tarot deck to give you some of that vibrant energies. Yeah, so spirit guides of my pile ones. What is the progress they have made on themselves this year? We have the Star card, which is about healing. It's about finding hope again. And with the pink all around, it is giving me that, love energy. So the heart chakra, the higher heart chakra, loving from an unconditional place to others as well as ourselves. Yeah. We have the high priestess. So you have been trusting your intuition more, which is another thing that is being emphasized here that you should be proud of. We have the Temperance card, which is all about alchemization and healing. And here we see the sun rising again. So as a result of this healing and this alchemization you've done within your emotional field and, learning from these emotions, studying them and learning from them, you're growing, you're blooming, you're transforming, and the sun is rising again. We have the Ace of Cups, all about relationships, and I get this energy of like you pouring into you so that you can overflow onto others. So even if you feel like you haven't had any, connections in this year, like any significant connections with others, the work you've done on yourself is allowing these connections to come through for you to be receptive to the love that comes to you, but a safe and healthy love, because now you believe you're worthy of that. And here we see this lotus flower and these tadpole leaves, which is all about transformation. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So with the Page of Wands, I'm feeling for some of you, it has been about inner child healing, working through inner child wounds. Whereas for others of you, it has maybe also been following and working on your passions, working on certain hobbies you've had and mastering them in some way. So some of you, like with the Sun card, have maybe been going to more hobbies and activities that make you happy, or passions of yours, interests of yours that make you happy, and maybe integrating that into your routine more. Even if it is gymming, exercising, going out for walks, doing self-care, things that make you happy, you've been putting an effort towards, and that has been bringing more passion and happiness into your life. And the more you embody that feeling of joy, the more joy you receive from the universe as a gift. So that's what I see here. We have the Tower card. So you have been working through traumas, I feel, with the Tower, or things in your life that have fell apart, that weren't necessarily balanced from the start with the Two of Pentacles. Like I said, for example, not speaking up for yourself, that wasn't a balanced thing, because eventually it leads to resentment. Eventually it leads to, self-betrayal and not feeling worthy of speaking up for ourselves. That's just an example. But whatever was not balanced in your life was being shown to you, kind of like shown to you that it could not be sustainable in the future, and then you had to rebuild that part of yourself. So for example, let's say you weren't feeling that worthy of the things you wanted in the future, the things you wanted to manifest in the future, but now Spirit was showing you to work on those things. Work on your self-worth, for example, and then you worked on your self-worth, made it more stable and balanced so that you can build something in the future, and it moves forward pretty quickly with the Eight of Wands. So there is a lot of beautiful things here. And then we have the Two of Cups. So yeah, a lot of emphasis on connections. I want to put it over the Sun card and the Two of Pentacles to give that vibe of like happy connections that are also balanced and also like reciprocal is what I feel here, since it's over the Two of Pentacles. Balanced and reciprocal, stable, long-lasting connections that really pour into you the same way you pour into them. And with the Cat here, still have some sort of independence as well as love at the same time. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like a lot of work has been put into your career and finances this year. A lot of progress has been made there. And if you feel like it hasn't been physical achievements yet, maybe it has to do with your self-worth or certain work you've done in terms of your emotions that allows you to attract more financial wealth in the future, or financial balance in the future, or just the things you want to build in your career, so that it can be stable. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and I feel that energy of like long-term wealth, long-term stability within your career, within your home life, within your physical reality is what I feel here. We have the Lovers again, so that's pretty interesting. We have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Fool card. So with these cards, I feel here, the Lovers, like I said, has been you committing to you committing to your growth, you committing to nurturing yourself, so that in the future you can commit to others. With the Fool card, be in new beginnings with people, so that you can receive that love graciously. And with the Three of Pentacles, I still feel that energy of stable connections with others and ourselves, where we are working together as a team, where we are building a connection together based on the important things like love, trust, safety, connection, emotional nurturing, emotional availability, all those things. And with the Fool card, you have been stepping into a new beginning this year with the transformations that allow you to create more of these connections and attract more of these connections with others, so that you can have these stable connections. And I think this is where I'm going to end off your reading. So I'm really proud of you, my pile ones, for all this progress you've made. You know, we see a lot of emphasis on relationships for you and, you know, career and your future, your purpose, as well as your connection with you. So, yeah, I'm really, really proud of you, my pal ones. This was a very beautiful reading. I really hope this resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this red Jasper crystal and the crystal keys card, card number 22, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at the progress and growth you've made this year. Okay, this is a reading to kind of congratulate you and give you a pat on the back for all the progress you've made this year, all the accomplishments you've made, so that you can go into the rest of the year feeling proud of yourself. Okay, so we're first going to start off with the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck, then we're going to use the Starseed Oracle deck, and then I'm going to pull some small tarot cards on the side as oracle cards, and then I'm going to channel all the information I see, and then after that I'm going to pull tarot cards for you, so just bear with me with that. So spirit guides on my pile twos, may I please look into the progress and growth they've made this year. We have card number 3 with Sacral Chakra, Core of Creation. What is the progress and growth they've made this year? We have card number 25 with Freedom. Okay, this is beautiful. I can already see where this reading is going. And then at the back of the deck, we have Harmonic Flight. So spirit guides on my pile number 2s, may I please look into the progress they've made this year? We have Star Family with you're part of a team of souls, call in support. By the way, these cards don't have numbers on them. We have I Remember with Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. And then lastly, we have Karmic Relationships with Orion Energy, Polarity, Soul Growth, and Conflict. So one thing I can comment on, I love that the Karmic Relationships card is opposite the Freedom card. And I did feel from your pile when I was doing the intro, I already felt the energies of you know, releasing old karmic cycles, I'm hearing junk in your DNA, even maybe like ancestral wounds that aren't meant to be there anymore. I feel some of you maybe in your 12th house year of releasing, of ending cycles, or I feel like this is my pile of people that are mastering something in this lifetime, you know, ending karmic cycles as well as stepping into a new cycle simultaneously in this lifetime where you are creating something new, a new cycle. Okay, so some of you maybe, you know, have ended a lot of karmic cycles this year to allow you to free yourself of those karmic connections, grow in terms of who you are as a person so that you can actually attract the soul family you want, so that you can actually feel the feelings you want in this lifetime, so you can create the life you want to create, the life you were fated to live. But remember, fate and free will go hand in hand. So in order to reach this fate you want to create, we have to go through this process of release and letting go. And I feel this is what you've been doing this year. At the back of the deck, we have trust the timing with trust the wave you came on in. Time is not running out. See? You're on a journey. different phases of the journey. And the first phase here is releasing, right? And then the second phase is the energy of creation. So that's very beautiful. Spirit is guiding me to use 2 cards of the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, and then 2 cards of the Vanessa Tarot deck on the side. So your reading is a little bit different because I didn't use this Oracle deck in pile 1. May I please look into what progress they've made this year? We have undying love. With the love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. So I must say pile 1 had a lot of energies of love around them, and yours too. Okay, we have here Kali with endings and beginnings. The old must be released so the new can enter, and that's exactly what I saw there. And then at the back of the deck, we have prosperity with the universe is pouring out its abundance to you. Be open to receiving. What progress have my pile 2s made this year? We have the High Priestess. What progress? Okay, we have a card already. We have the Star. I love that the Star is right next to the Freedom card and right opposite endings and beginnings. And then at the back of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords. So you could have been healing your heart a lot this year, healing from things that really hurt you, things that really broke you down, okay? So my pile number 2s, like I said, you've been ending cycles in your life, releasing some things, going through some kind of transformation here with the snake. And it's making an infinity symbol. Do you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling you, my pal, too, have been in cycles for a very long time, your soul. But it's not just been you. It's not just been you. It's been some people with you in the karmic connections and family line. So something about the family line has karmic ties, and something about you coming to Earth in this lifetime to end those karmic cycles for good in the family line, as well as to do with past life connections with these karmic people, or with these karmic situations that have been created. And I'm seeing like a circle like this, like circles, circles, circles going in cycles. I can't really draw it. I don't have paper here. I'm trying to explain it. Circles, circles, circles that represent the cycles, right? And then at the end of the circle, we break the circle and we create like a line, right? So there's a circle, and then we break the circle, we don't continue the circle, and there's a line for a little bit where it's like a void state where we're releasing it. And then it's like going back and forth like a pendulum, where we go back to that energy forward, back to that energy forward. So, for example, let's say I am trying to release I'm trying to think of something. Let's say I'm trying to release a karmic connection in my life, and I'm going back and forth, back and forth. Maybe I've ended the connection, I've freed myself of it, but going back would be like maybe remembering the heartbreak, remembering the pain, moving forward. Okay, going back, remembering it, releasing it, moving forward. Going back, remembering or releasing it, moving forward. And then after we're done releasing, it's like kind of like walking forward and back like the tango. I'm seeing it like that. I don't know why. So if you feel like you are going backwards, you're not. You've been kind of doing the tango with your healing. Does that make sense? And then you move forward and then you create a big new cycle of something new with the growth you've done. So I feel like with the Crystal Keys card, this card talks about healing and finding wisdom from our emotions, from our triggers, from our wounds. And I feel like certain people have come into your life, karmic connections, to mirror those wounds to you so that you can see them, so that you can free yourself of them, and to take wisdom and integrate that wound and send it love to free it of something and create something new. Like, okay, I don't want that anymore. I'm creating something new. And that's exactly what I feel here. You've been taking your emotions and learning wisdom from them, healing them, and integrating something new to free yourself from it. Because with the red Jasper crystal you chose, it was not stable long term, and it was not something you wanted to live even more. And with the eclipse here, I feel big transformations and I feel hot in your energy. And I felt that for pile 1 too, where I felt really hot. And what I explained to them was, I felt like I was in some kind of, well, for them, I saw the Grinch and the Grinch, heating a jewel up to create the jewel. And I basically explained to them it was like you're being created into a diamond, but a lot of pressure is being put onto you. But for you, I feel like I'm being. This is a funny analogy Spirit is showing me. I'm being put under a hot sun, and I'm like food or something. I'm like a hot dog or something, and I'm being cooked to what I'm meant to be. So of course you're not food, my pal, too. It's just a joke Spirit is making. But like you're being transformed into exactly what you're meant to be in this lifetime. And I feel a lot of sacral chakra healing as well as the solar plexus healing in this year, as well as the heart healing. And you kind of transforming your self-confidence with the sacral chakra, your connection with your sensuality, your connection with a sense of safety within your body and within your emotions. The sacral chakra is about emotions. It's about that water that flows within us, and usually that water needs to flow and release something so that we can feel good again, because it's when we block our emotions and not feel them, that's when blockages begin to happen, and that's when we begin to kind of not feel great anymore. So I feel like I'm seeing the water flow, and you begin to really feel your emotions, accept them, understand them, and have compassion towards yourself for feeling them, allowing yourself to feel those emotions so that you can create something new. Some of you have also been maybe even, healing through creative measures or healing through your passions, things you love to do. And I feel like that's something to continue doing. And I'm feeling like all this energy has been transforming you to create something new, to create the life you are fated to live, that you've planned to live, that you've planned to create. And I feel like some of you, it's leading you to actual soul family members where you can free yourself of karmic connections and never experience them again. And kind of like be in that state of receiving actual soul connections that are meant to be received, that are meant to, help you receive love and give love in this lifetime, that is going to help you grow, that is going to help you experience the type of love you do want to receive. And with the sacral chakra, I do feel like a lot of you are fated to have families in this lifetime, and if you don't want that, that's also okay. Free will goes into it too. I could also see you, having pets or having a sort of community you create that feels like a family to you. And yeah, that's kind of what I see here. So, whatever work you've been doing on yourself is freeing you of something, and it is helping you create the life you do want to live, the relationships you do want to experience, and the relationship with yourself too. And with the High Priestess, I believe you have been following your intuition with the things you want to create. For example, some of you have been getting messages like, okay, I need to go work on my exercise routine and, put in more effort towards my physical reality with the red Jasper, for example. And, you've been doing that, and maybe it is helping you create more of a connection to your body. That is an example. Maybe Spirit wants that for you for your soul plan. Or maybe you are like, oh, I need to try and do art. Like, I feel really interested in art. And your intuition is telling you that. And maybe later on, that artistic expression maybe helps you become more confident in yourself, where you can do the things you want to do the things you're passionate about, and share that with the world. Do you get what I mean? Of course, it's going to be different for everyone, but I believe you've been trusting your intuition, and that has been helping you create, helping you be in that energy of creation. So now I'm going to pull some tarot cards. I believe this energy is very beautiful for you, my pal, number twos. So I'm going to be using this vibrant tarot deck to help you create more of a vibrant life. So spirit guides on my pile twos, may I please look into the growth and the progress they've made this year. So we see a lot of emphasis on freeing yourself, on your connection to yourself as well as others, on healing from heartbreak, on healing your confidence, healing your sensuality, healing the sacral chakra, healing emotions, trusting your intuition, as well as creating the life you want to live with your soul family. So what is the progress my pile number twos have made this year? What is the progress? We have the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of physical growth and emotional growth. Okay, and I believe some of you have been creating your physical reality to where you want it to be, simultaneously with releasing. So this growth is helping you maybe even create financial freedom for some of you. Since this Nine of Pentacles is over the Freedom card. So like whatever work you've been putting into your career, into your finances, it is helping you grow into next year and the years after. I'm saying years after because it's helping that growth happen where you can really have that financial freedom and do the things you love to do. Okay. We have the Justice card. We have the Magician. So with the Justice card, I think you've been honest with yourself about what you want to create with the Magician. So let me give an example. Let's say you have a connection come into your life after the growth you've done in yourself. And let's say this person comes in and they are a mirror to you of the karmic connections you've been in the past, like a similar person that is similar to the people you've encountered in the past. But now that you've done healing on your self-worth with the Queen of Wands, on your confidence, on who you are as a person, your independence, it's like I'm looking at these vines here, and it kind of reminds me of, when we see in movies when vines kind of go up a person and they make that person feel stuck. I'm seeing it like that, and you're like, no, I'm choosing not to stay stuck in this cycle again. And I'm going to be honest with myself and create something different because, when it comes to karmic connections, it takes two to tango. It takes two to be in that connection and to create that dynamic, even if you're not doing anything wrong. Do you get what I mean? You're still participating in it. So you're like, I'm not participating in that anymore. I'm going to be honest with myself with the things I do want to create with the magician and not keep myself stuck in that same cycle, but instead create something different that is based off self-worth, self-love, and, belief within myself that I am worthy of connections that are actually loving, for example. This doesn't have to relate to love or relationships or connections. I'm just giving an example here. So there's something you have been creating where you had to release the old cycles and kind of be honest with yourself with the Justice card to create that. So, for example, if you have been wanting to create financial wealth, but maybe you had to be honest with yourself and say, I actually don't feel so confident in my skills. Maybe I need to work on my skills to create that future I want to live. Do you get what I mean? It's like that energy, and kind of do justice to myself by putting in the work towards that, and by putting in my passion between that thing and believing that I can do it. We have the Hangman here. We have the Nine of Cups. So you've been seeing your wishes and your manifestations differently with the Hangman and the Nine of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups as well as the Fool. So what I feel here with this energy is like an energy of you seeing your manifestations differently. In the past, maybe you were so focused and stuck on them, but with the Eight of Cups, it's like I'm not leaving it behind forever, because we have the Fool card here too. I'm just leaving it be for now and focusing on building what I actually need to build in order to create that. Do you get what I mean? So let's say, for example, you want to create loving relationships, but in order to create that, I need to put that belief out into the universe that it is mine, that my wish can come true, and believing I'm worthy of it, yes. But then also, I need to maybe do work on myself, emotional healing, so that I can be the partner that I want to receive. So, in order to receive the partner I wish, I need to make sure I am that partner they would be attracted to. So, let's say, for example, I want a partner that is, extremely emotionally available. I need to look at, am I emotionally available so that they can be attracted to me? Because if they come into my life and I'm not ready for them, would they even want me? Do you get what I mean? And of course, it's not would they even want me, but I'm just saying, like, there's something here about seeing it differently and putting it off its pedestal so that you can be open to receiving it with the Fool and believe that it is coming to you, even if we don't know when, even if we don't know when that wish is coming. It's like we're believing and trusting and taking a leap of faith. And I guess that has been happening, and it's been less of a resistance towards the things you do want and more of a kind of trust in the universe, in God, that when it's the right timing, it will come to you. And I guess that is some more progress you've done, where you haven't been putting certain things on a pedestal, where you've been kind of just trusting. And I think that is a beautiful achievement. We have the Two of Cups, as well as the Lovers. So a lot of emphasis, on connections with others, and maybe seeing connections with others differently, taking, a leap of faith towards people, maybe opening up your heart again. Maybe that's what you're going through now, or you have been going through that, or you've been releasing old cycles as well as opening up your heart again at the same time, because we have the Eight of Cups and the Fool here. So it's like an ending and the new beginning at the same time. And like what I explained with the releasing and, accepting and going towards something new all at the same time, if that makes sense. So I feel like with the Hangman and the Lovers, with the healing you've done, with the freeing you've done on yourself, maybe what you've wanted has changed. Maybe the things you believed were love has changed, and your perception of love has changed. Maybe your perception of self-love has changed too. And I guess you've been becoming more independent in yourself, as well as opening up your heart more deeply to others, where it's been more of a healthy dynamic with the Fool card, and kind of just trusting that even if we don't see that person for the rest of our lives, it's like trusting that if it's meant to be, it will be. Do you get what I mean? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like it definitely has to do with career and finances too. Trusting that it will come to you, your wishes, your manifestations. Staying strong and believing that if it's meant to be, it will be, and it will come at the right time. And then we have the Hierophant here, ending off your reading. So you've been learning a lot of lessons in this lifetime, a lot of wisdom as well as this year, and you've been gaining a lot of strength and power within yourself. I feel like you've been on a journey of finding your self-worth, of finding your power again, of finding your strength and taking back your power by walking away from what doesn't serve you and walking towards more of a loving vibration. But not just love towards others, love and compassion towards yourself. And I guess you've been learning a lot of lessons around what love is and what love isn't. And I guess this is where I'm going to end off your reading, my pile number twos. I really hope this reading resonated. I am so, so, so proud of you for all the progress and growth you've done this year. If this reading did resonate, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this Pyrite crystal and the root chakra with ground and center card number 2, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at the progress and the growth you've made this year to celebrate your achievements for this year. So we're going to start off with the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck from the Oracle deck that was in the intro, and then we're going to use the Starseed Oracle deck as well as small little tarot cards on the side. And then after I channel all the information, I'm going to pull actual tarot cards after that. So spirit guides on my pile threes, what progress have they made this year? We have endless opportunities. Ooh, I love this with the root chakra. And then we have the high heart chakra, card number 6 with ecstatic bliss. And this is card number 23. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we see 6, 2, and 5. And then at the back of the deck, we have the soul star chakra with merging with the divine. So something really interesting I saw yesterday. I was watching Lexi the Leo's video, one of her recent ones on messages from the higher realms. She's one of my favorite readers, and she talks about achieving balance, and when the pendulum swings, it has to go the other way. It kind of reminds me of that quote of like, as above, so below. I feel like you are very intuitive. You're very connected to the divine in some way. You merge with the divine. You pull down messages through to your heart. And I really believe you're very, very connected to spirit, to the divine, to the angelic and higher realms. Even maybe starseed realms for some of you. And what I believe here is this year you have been focusing more on the physical to balance out the energies. Focusing more on your lower 3 chakras, because your higher chakras have been open, but then the lower 3 needed work so that you could be balanced. It kind of, spirit is giving me a joke, when They make jokes about like those gym bros that like only work on their upper strength, but then their legs are kind of like skinny and then like it's not balanced. Spirit is making a joke like that to show that we can't just be in the upper three chakras, strong. We also need to be strong in the lower three chakras so that we can be balanced. And I guess Spirit just showed that funny joke. I hope I didn't offend anyone with that. But, anyways, I feel like, yes, you've been working on the lower three chakras, your root chakra about grounding, centering yourself, your connection to your physical body, as well as your finances, the material realm, your career. Some of you could have been working on, gymming or exercising or connecting to your body, since I saw that example. Yoga or, connecting to your body to maybe release trauma. Some of you could have been focusing a lot on your career and your financial state, even with the pyrite crystal, and building that up to where it needs to be. Some of you could have been focusing on building a sense of safety and security for yourself within you. And then with the sacral chakra, some of you have been working on your sense of confidence with yourself, your emotional field, your sensuality, those things. And then with the solar plexus, it's your self-worth, it's your sense of power within, and that light within you that shines out to the world. So I feel like these are the main three chakras you've been transforming with this moth year, in this year and this lifetime as well. But I feel like this year, you've been taking certain opportunities that have been coming to you to work on your physical material world around you and transform it to the way you want. With the butterflies here, when that bubble of an opportunity comes to you, you're grabbing it and taking it and transforming your world around you by taking that and integrating it into your world around you. So there have been certain opportunities you've been taking that have been making your life better. And for some reason, I tasted food. I don't know why. Maybe some of you have been bettering your connection to food, creating more of a healthy connection to food this year, or you've been starting to eat healthier, or, like do intuitive eating, or eat what your body feels good with. I don't know. Let me know what food is, okay? Spirit guides of my pile threes. What is the growth and progress they've made this year? We have the golden children with inner child tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. Some of you could have been doing a lot of inner child healing this year, bringing safety back to your inner child, that secureness back to your inner child by reminding them they are worthy, by reminding them they are safe, by doing certain activities that your inner child loved to do, or by even just allowing your inner child to come out, and by, remothering or refathering, reparenting your inner child by giving them that tender, unconditional love that they've always needed, and reminding them that they are safe, they are worthy, they are loved. Okay, we have lifting the veil with questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So I feel like with this energy, maybe you've been questioning the way your inner child was treated and the way your inner child was meant to be treated, and questioning why that was, questioning why the family line had that, as well as with your life as a canvas, artist manifestation, and creative accountability, creating more of a sense of unconditional love for your inner child and for you and for the people around you, and maybe for your children one day or now if you already have children. We have your portal with doors are opening, you decide rewards wild card, and right behind that we have breath of the cosmos with my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. I feel like a big lesson you've learned this year is patience, because earth energy is all about putting in work to grow something. Just like when we grow a plant, we can't, check on that plant every day to see whether it's growing it. We have to water that plant and trust that it will grow when it grows. You know what I mean? And I feel like a big lesson you've been learning this year is patience and balance, and, trusting that that door will open when it's meant to open. That opportunity, that transformation will come when it's meant to come. But, working on creating the things you want to create in the meantime, and putting that energy out there by following those opportunities, those little opportunities you have. And maybe some of you have been receiving a lot of opportunities in your financial or career state, but maybe some of you had to question what was aligned to you, question what was, feeling good to you, even if it has to do with your connections with others or just any opportunities in general. It's like you've been kind of put to the test of like connecting to your heart space and thinking like, or feeling, does this feel right to me? Does this feel aligned to me? Because there are endless and multiple opportunities out there. And I feel like some of you have been also working on your abundance mindset, and not just with finances, like with believing there is an abundance of love out there, believing there is an abundance of joy out there, believing that there is an abundance of opportunities out there. Do you get what I mean? And that's the energy I see here. Because when we believe that there's an abundance out there, there is no lack mindset, and, more comes to us, and then we get to pick and choose what we actually do want to create in our life. And with your life as a canvas, I feel like you've been creating the life you do want to live from your heart by following your heart, by following that bliss within you, and by putting in the physical work to get there. So let's say I want to create, we see a lot of energies of finances here. Let's say I want to create, a career full of this and this and this that my heart is leading me to. But in order to create that, I need to put in the physical action to get there. And I feel like this is what you've been doing. I feel like you've been focusing a lot on your physical world around you and putting an action towards the opportunities you do want to receive, and been following your heart. And I feel like that's the most important and valuable thing you can do. It's following your heart, my pal threes. So I just saw 111 on the clock. That's confirmation. What is the growth and progress my pile number threes have made this year, please? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. This gives me the vibe of passionate projects or going towards opportunities that make you feel like a spark of life is there, like passion is there. You know what I mean? We have the Ace of Cups. So this relates to your connections with others as well as yourself. Maybe stepping into more of an unconditional love with the higher heart chakra, and kind of like releasing connections that aren't meant for you, releasing certain heartbreaks, but also questioning if that is meant to be even. We have the Seven of Swords here next to lifting the veil. And I feel like this has to do with inner child energy, or certain things that hurt you in this lifetime that made you feel like that was not okay. And I feel like that's certain situations you've been questioning, like, why do I allow things like this in my life? Or even not why do I allow it, because if it was your inner child, then you couldn't have allowed it because you were a child. I'm talking more about adulthood, and like, do I actually believe I'm worthy of love? Like healing certain traumas around that, because sometimes we can attract not attract, but we subconsciously, our inner child subconsciously recreates, those dynamics we had that were kind of heartbreaking and traumatic with people around us to kind of change that energy and to show and to believe that, that thing will change. But usually we will pick people that are very similar to the people that have hurt us in our childhood. And I feel like you've been questioning those karmic connections around you with the Seven of Swords, people that didn't really have your best interest in mind. And you've been questioning why they are in your life and, releasing those connections, as well as healing certain things that have happened to you during your childhood that were certainly not okay with the Seven of Swords. And bringing back that love, that unconditional love to your inner child, to create more of that love around you that is actually healthy. We have the Three of Pentacles. So you have been working on physically creating, as we see her creating a dress, the reality you do want to live. And that's what I feel here. So now I'm going to be looking at your tarot cards and what I can see here. So your guides are actually guiding me to use a different tarot deck than the other two piles. I'm using the Muse tarot deck. So what is the growth and progress my pile number 3s have made this year? We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. We have the Muse of Materials, which is the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, the Three of Pentacles showing up again gives me the vibe of... The Three of Pentacles is all about working together. So, how do I explain this? I'm trying to organize these cards. I feel like you've been building more stability within yourself, more of a connection, a deeper self-love to yourself with the Muse of Materials. Maybe loving yourself deeper in the physical by taking action. The Three of Pentacles is all about working together. So what I see here is like working together with my future self, giving love, self-love to my future self by putting in action and taking steps towards where I do want to be. And then my future self is going to be thankful for me doing that. Working with my past self by healing what my past self, my wounded self, has gone through, so that my past self can be freed of that and will thank me of that, as well as my future self. So it was working with all versions of myself, past, present, and future, so that I can create the life I want to live, so that I can build towards the life I want to live, so that it can be stable and balanced and that it can last a really long time. Taking those physical opportunities to work with my past self, my present self, as well as my future self. I feel like you've been maybe even working on becoming more grounded, being more in the present moment, appreciating the present moment, creating a deeper connection with yourself and your body, speaking to yourself kinder, taking action towards your dreams, your goals, your desires, the career you want to have, the opportunities you want to have, and taking that path to build stability and security within your own life. And that is forming into an energy where we see the middle card, you are being like a muse, an inspiration to others that are also wanting to build their physical world and create their physical world around them. Okay, so that's a really beautiful energy. And with the Three of Pentacles, like working with our past, present, and future self, it's not about blaming our past self. It's about having unconditional love, acceptance, and understanding to our past self. By saying and looking at it and seeing, okay, my past self accepted this thing, but my past self believed that was all they could get because this was the life they um, received, and this was the things that happened to them in childhood. So they didn't know any better. So I'm going to forgive my past self, and I'm going to show them that they deserve better by giving that to them, by healing that wounded version of them, by giving them that unconditional love. And if my future self or present self makes mistakes, you know, giving unconditional love, acceptance, and understanding to my present and future self, because I am only human. I see that kind of energy, and I guess that has maybe made you more comfortable with yourself, more comfortable with the physical world around you, by building that safety and nurturing for yourself again. And that is not easy, especially if we haven't had or experienced a sense of safety. It's like creating that for ourselves can be sometimes a little bit difficult because sometimes we don't even know what safety or security feels like. But I feel like this is what you've been doing, and as you've been working towards this, you've also been becoming more confident within yourself, where you're able to express, this is what I need, this is what I want, and I'm worthy of it. And like as you work towards what you want, I'm hearing a garden outside next door. So it's kind of reminding me of like gardening your life to where you want to be, cutting out the weeds and growing new plants, growing new flowers of the life you do want to build. If you can hear it in the background, I apologize. So I'm just going to speak louder because I don't have much time to wait for this gardener to stop. I'm sorry about this, but I believe you've been building your life to where you want to be, growing your life, planting certain seeds in your life by taking action. And as you've been doing that, you've been becoming more and more confident in yourself and your path because you see the results of it. Okay, we have the Page of Wands. Yeah, like I said, you've also been expressing your needs more. You've been attending to your needs, is what I feel here with the Page of Wands as opposite the King of Pentacles. You've been expressing some sort of independence by taking action. You've been working on expressing yourself more to the world and building some sense of independence within yourself by following your passions and taking action towards your passions. We have the Death card, so some type of transformation is happening and has been happening within your physical world around you, which is really beautiful. We have the Page of Swords. So with the Page of Swords, I feel like you've been certainly analyzing the life you do want to create, and is it there yet? Is it balanced? And getting curious towards why it isn't, so that you can transform it with the Death card, so that you can bring in change. So you've been changing a lot as a person, in terms of what you like, what you don't like, what you do want around you. And I guess the advice here and what you have been doing is to be free with it, to not put yourself into a box. Like, okay, last year you liked, for example, horror movies. This year it doesn't resonate with you anymore. Allow it to fall away. Do you get what I mean? That's just a silly example, but that's the energy I see here. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So you have been mastering something. You've been mastering inner child healing. You have been mastering true self-confidence, true self-worth. You have been mastering a certain type of unconditional love for yourself and self-acceptance for you just being human and you just being you. You've been mastering the physical world too, because I feel you've already mastered spirituality. Now it's about mastering the other side of the coin. We have the Lover's card, as well as the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is what I was speaking about. Um, your connection to yourself, your connection to your body, your self-confidence, following your passions, figuring out what am I passionate about. Um, kind of like following your courage to be yourself in the world and to kind of show yourself to the world and have that self-love by saying, if the people around me are going to accept me for me, then they truly love me unconditionally the same way I love myself. And I don't want people around me that aren't gonna accept me as I am, that aren't gonna love me unconditionally as I am. I'm only going to allow people that are going to do that same for me, because like, why would I let people in my life that love me less than I do, because like I already love me that much? So like letting those connections fall away with the Lovers and the Death card. There's been some type of transformation within your connection to yourself, as well as connections to others and what you believe you're worthy of. And then lastly, we end off with the Wheel of Fortune. So this was fated to happen this year. Whatever change or transformation there has been, this was fated to happen. I feel a reset of your energy where there is this change, this transformation where you're going into a new cycle of having balance between your physical world as well as your spiritual world, and like having balance everywhere all around, because the wheel goes all around, as above so below. And then you're creating a world around you that you're fated to live, that you're destined to live, that is full of unconditional love, and this is what it's leading to. So there is a specific purpose for why you've been doing the work on yourself that you've been doing this year. And even if you cannot see the purpose now, in the future, your future self will thank you for it. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile threes. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!